Okay, what's going on? So, got this story here. Um, that I read. I'm not gonna read it, but I'm just interested, man, to know what y'all think. Now, it's amazing the number of white people who get in under comment sections and brag about, well, not brag, talk about how black people are, on welfare, and it's that third, right? So I did a video, it's in my playlist, about the playlist called How White Folks Got So Rich. That details, and you could also see this on Cynthia G's pages, Cynthia G's channel. Just go to YouTube, type in Cynthia G white people food stamps or something like that, welfare, right? So I thought that this was interesting to see a big white celebrity, Scarlett Johansson. Y'all probably know her from the the Marvel movies, Avengers, Captain America, something like that. You got, what else she's in? The movie that just came out, Ghost in the Shell. So she says it, proudly, that, says that she grew up poor. Her family was on welfare. They had got food stamps or whatever. But my thing is this. In her mind, let me back up. She started acting at age 9. But I do need to do this though. Hold on right quick. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna read this background from her Wikipedia page. Under early life. Now, in the article, put in the description box, says that she started acting around age 9, right? She was born in 1984. And she says that life for her was hard. Okay? And that, her and her family was on welfare and they, had food stamps. So, check this out. Johansson was born in Manhattan. Her father, Karsten Johansson, is an architect originally from Copenhagen, Denmark. And her parental grandfather, Ejner Johansson, was an art historian, screenwriter, and director. Her mother, Melanie Sloan, a producer, comes from a Ashkenazi Jewish family from the Bronx. Sloan's ancestors were Jewish immigrants from Poland and Belarus in the Russian Empire. Scarlett has an older sister, Vanessa, who, blah, 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 right to Ken folks, and an older half brother, Christian. Okay, nope. She holds both United States and Danish passports and citizenship. Johansson grew up in a household with little money, and her mother, who was a film buff, and with a mother who was a film buff. My apologies. She and her twin brother attended PS 41 Elementary School in Greenwich Village, neighborhood of Manhattan. Johansson began her theatrical training attending and graduated from Professional Children's School in Manhattan 2002. Now, I don't know why they do this. Because where it says years active, it says 94 to present, right? So let's even say, okay, that she was on the stamps or whatever from birth. Get a benefit of the doubt. From birth all the way up to 2002. Wait a minute. Hold on. Well, never mind. Hell no. We're not gonna get a benefit of the doubt. In 1994, her first movie, this is at 9 years old, okay, the first movie she was in was called North. Look up the movie North, right? See how much money that brought in. Ooh. Didn't make a whole lot. 7 million. They spent 40 million to make it. So it flopped. So she probably didn't get paid. Right? Let's go out on a limb and say she did. They had to pay her something. From 1984, from birth, to 1994. We're talking about 10 years. You was on food stamps. And in this article, she says that life was hard. See, this is the thing here, the difference between white people and black people. For this white woman, now they're going to say, oh, she's Jewish. She white. For white people, 30 minutes of struggle feels like a lifetime.
Screaming and like tussling going on in the apartment, and it felt like hours.
What felt like hours lasted only about 30 minutes.
See, white people, they tend to, if it's just a few minutes of struggle, that is a long ass time for them. And this is what, and see, they never really just get the full understanding of the struggle. So when the struggle is over, it's just more like, damn, I never want to go through that again, and they never really just get the full effect of that struggle. So this is why when they, hear our argument concerning slavery and what we've been through, and all that, you have those liberal-minded white people who are like, oh man, I don't really understand what you went through, but I can only empathize for you and this, that, and third. They don't get it. You see what I'm saying? Even the conservative-minded white people who we argue with, who we debate with, they'll even go out on a limb and say, oh man, that you went through, it was nothing. You still complaining about that in 2017? You see, because they have a tad bit of understanding of the struggle that they go through, but they know subconsciously that what they went through wasn't shit. So, all that to say, from birth, I'm just giving them from birth up until 10 years old, life was hard. I don't get it. And with all of the job descriptions of her family, right? And I'm not going to include the grandfather. Just looking at the father and the mother, right? Father was an architect. I hope that's just not a fancy word that they're putting on something so less than an architect. And the mother was, where is it? Ashkenazi Jew. Producer. Okay. those jobs, you know what I'm saying, those are jobs that people would be proud of, and in order for you to be proud of jobs like that, that means you have to be making some kind of money. So for Johansson to say that she was struggling or life was hard when she was coming up, if it was and they was on food stamps, that's almost like that's basically like saying somebody wasn't taking care of business at home, or the father wasn't in the picture, you know, like her mom was just raising her or something like that. Or where is it she's from? Manhattan. Maybe Manhattan has different requirements for their food stamp applicantees. What's the word? Anyway, those who apply for food stamps have different requirements. But this is silly. And for even for I really feel like this article had to have been published just for the sake of saying white people struggle too. 10 years as a kid, that's not a struggle, you know. And there are some white people who in their mind, we got all these rich people in our family, we're not finna leech off of our relatives, we're gonna try to make it ourselves. That's cool. That's the mindset of white people anyway. Every man for himself, God for them all. But as far as black people is concerned, black people have to work together. Black people, that's in our nature. That's why we get so pissed, when there's somebody who seems like they're a friend, and they end up backstabbing. You see what I'm saying? But even if that's the case, man, you knew you had people you could have reached out to, that I just feel that there was some neglect going on. In order for a 10-year-old, come on, wait, she's 30 something now, for her to look back at her childhood and say that it was hard, just a percentage of your childhood, you know what I'm saying? Well, half, because 18, you grown. So the other 8 years of your life, you basically a superstar. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know. That's all I had to say about that, man. I'm not gonna speak on that, too much. I want to know what y'all think, man. So let me know what you think down in the comments, man. I'll see y'all in this video. Peace.